Hey, here, who's your bot who's been working to try and unlock an older part of itself that just sort of generally had more joy? It's me, September. I'm here with my lovely wife, Katie.
Ah,
We're gonna play some more Arcade Spirits 2, the new challengers. The 2 isn't in there. You're just supposed to understand that this is a sequel to the original Arcade Spirits.
yeah, and that's weird, right? Because like Street Fighter 2, the new Challengers was actually an update to Street Fighter 2
Yeah.
rather than a sequel to Street Fighter 1.
Mm-hmm.
Some
But it was
wild
called
shit.
Street Fighter 2, the new challengers.
Mhm.
They let you know that it was the sequel to Street Fighter.
But it was an update to the sequel.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Because the first one's just Street Fighter 2, and then there's like
The
Championship
World
Edition.
Warriors.
Was it the World Warriors, the first one?
I think so, and then Tournament Edition. Or no.
Street
then
Fighter
new
2.
challengers.
Street Fighter 2 so many fucking times is the thing.
Just continually Street Fighter 2.
And then Street Fighter 4 came out, and they were like, we're not going to do that again. And then they did that again.
They did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I'm playing Guilty Gear.
Mm-hmm. Overall, a better fighting game.
I'm really excited by how much progress I am making.
Mm-hmm.
I got up to the 9th floor
Sweet.
out of 10 floors.
Mm-hmm.
I then got knocked back immediately, but I did get there.
Uh-huh.
I can come back. My right thumb hurts a lot these days.
I can imagine. Alice was playing Overwatch in what's the mode? The Chaos mode.
Overwatch.
The Chaos mode where everyone has halved cooldowns and double
Full-
HP.
Speed Overwatch. I know the mode you're talking about, but I can't bring the word to me.
Anyway, wrist hurt for days afterwards.
That's a shame.
All right. There we go. There's the game screen. Total mayhem. Thank you. All right.
So last time, as I intimated in the Go Live 2, we went to Hamza's pop-up Fist of Discomfort 2 tournament, which we won. And then we were all ready and we were all packing up and we were just about ready to go. And then we saw this game. And we thought, what harm could it be? What harm could it be to play the game, 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 play the game?
So should we like play the game mildly or play it full on? That's the question.
I like the one with the single capitalized M there. Or A. Yeah, just there.
This one?
Yeah.
All right. Play the game, May.
It's time to play the game.
My fingers reach for the start button to fire up the game. Polybius 1980X Sinuslotion. Credits Infinity. Oh, it's Vaporwave.
Game start.
Polybius. Copyright 1980 Bloop. Sinuslotion. Game start. What the... Where'd the warehouse go? What is this place? No, I'm still standing here gripping that burning hot joystick, but I'm also here, wherever here is. Panic starts crawling up my spine from this weird dislocated feeling. You don't want to dislocate your spine.
Or your feelings.
A panic that seems almost alive. And that's when a figure emerges from the distorted digital shadows that form this place. I mean, it's our silhouette.
Yeah.
A figure that looks like me. And little by little, it mirrors my shape, my movements, my mind. What's happening? What is happening? What is happening? What's happening, y'all?
That's so cute.
Uh-huh.
I'm supposed to be scared by this,
It's
but
adorable. You play me and I'll play you, and you play me and I'll play you, identity identifier system online, and you play me and I'll play scanning target you, and you play me and I'll target locked. But while I stare in open-mouthed giggles, it smiles. It's smiling so confidently. The crown can be yours if you kneel and accept that you must keep winning. The crown can be yours, never stumble and fall. If you kneel and accept that, or they'll see the real you. With jerking, glitchy motions, the shade reaches for me, grasping. It's already read me, parsed my fears, digging deep down through the joystick my hand still grips in the real world. But now it wants more. It wants everything, and it wants me to surrender to that. My arm tingles as it starts flowing the other way, pushing into me instead of pulling from me. And that's when someone tackles me sideways, pulling me forcefully away from the grip of Polybius.
Hey.
What?
Shh, they're coming. Sorry, that was a very productive shh.
Dazed and confused, the palm of my left hand still tingling from where it touched that joystick, Loxley easily pulls me into the shadows. Hidden from view as someone calmly approaches the strange arcade game. Is it the G-Man? Is it gonna be the G-Man?
The G-Man from Half-Life?
Well, I originally meant the CIA, but you know what? Yes.
I would like that. It was a G-Lady in the previous one.
Oh, right. Hey!
Yeah, exactly, her. Confirmed. There's a Polybius instance here. Activate became improbable. I'll try it again. Confirmed. There's a Polybius instance here. Activate containment protocols. Looks like the old man's intel was right. He did have another copy of the game in his stocks.
She pauses, one hand to her earpiece as she peers around the darkened warehouse through her sunglasses. But sees nothing other than hums as assistants in the distance, finishing up their work.
Negative. No psychological contamination incident. Seems the game went unnoticed and unplayed. Basic containment procedure will be sufficient.
Soon, two similarly dressed men in black arrive with a cargo dolly and a black tarp, concealing the game and silently rolling it out of the building. Finally, I manage to breathe properly, and Loxley loosens his grip on me.
Most unfortunate.
Ah, damn them. But only found it sooner.
What the hell is going on? Loxley, what was that thing? Who were those people, and when did you get here? You said you couldn't come to the event, you were too busy, and... My brain's spinning in like 11 directions at once here. My hand hurts, and I'm having trouble putting together any coherent thoughts. This is just describing me on a daily basis.
I offer my sincere apologies.
Apologies, Bunwee. I hadn't intended to involve you in this.
And what is this exactly?
A complicated situation, one I would strongly recommend not digging into any deeper. You were victorious this night, yes? Focus instead on your game of choice and your conquest. Worry not about other matters.
Uncertainty abounds.
It'd be best if you forgot all about this strange little encounter if possible. Please, trust me on this, my friend. Scoop that! I want some answers! What the hell is going on? Oh, sure, I'll just forget that spooky government agents carted away a game that turned my brains no. Fine, my head hurts and I need to go home and sleep, but we're gonna talk about this later. I do trust you, that's not the problem. I'm just worried something dangerous is going down here.
Definitely this.
Definitely head hurts.
Yep.
You're going to talk later.
I cannot argue this. Not here, not now. My head is killing me, and Hamza's assistance would flush us out of here soon anyway. Fine. We'll table this for now. It's late, and I need some extra strength headache meds. But if you want me to trust you, I need you to trust me and be a bit more open about this. Got it?
Very well. My apologies, Benui. I suppose I'm keep playing the knave rather than the knight by trying to keep you in the dark. So be it. If you wish to pursue this, I'll consult with my allies and see what I can reveal. I strongly suggest you ignore the incident, but your will is your own.
So where's Arsenal? Do we have, like, is he gonna bring back Arsenal and Speedy with him next time?
I was trying to set up a soccer joke and now I'm just lost.
Arsenal and Speedy and Red Arrow are the Green Arrow's sidekicks.
Okay. Pardon me, I must report my failure. Such troublesome matters.
He tugs his hood up to avoid anyone's gaze as he slinks his way towards, well, I don't know. You know, if you tug your hood up, that makes people pay more attention. Some dark corner, a hidden entrance, however he got in the building to begin with. The front door? Maybe he's right. Maybe I should let that go. My dreams are ones of victory. A fist of discomfort triumph. Not getting into whatever this is. I have no idea what that thing was or what it was trying to do to me. It feels bigger than I can deal with right now. Way above my pay grade. So at least for tonight, perhaps I need to focus on what I truly care for. My path lies along the Pro Tour, the year-long road to the ultimate battle. Where else it may lead me, I don't know, but the only certainty is that I'm ready to fight. And the next step is to bring bigger, badder Beetleborgs, I said it right the first time.
Good job. Good job.
Together under one roof, so we can truly fight as one. While putting whatever that was far, far behind me. Level complete. You've cleared level 2 of Arcade Spirits, the new challengers. Victory! Let's take a look at your scores. Rhapsody's inspired by you. Yay!
Yay.
Clearly, you're the life of the party, ya goofy goof.
I feel like we didn't choose that many goofy responses.
Yeah, it must have built up faster somehow.
Like, I'm sure it's just
thought that these two would be much higher.
Yeah.
Also, you've scored 16,100 points. Number go up. Keep talking with people and your score will go up, up, up. Would you like to change your personal metadata at this time? Name, pronoun, and so on?
So you get to change your clothes too, which I thought we were going to do because we are obliged to wear red thanks to our sponsor.
So might as well make it look less shitty.
Yeah, it might as well look less clashy.
Pants and skirts.
There's really nothing we can do, but oh, that's good. No, pants are for cowards.
Okay.
If you want pants, we can have pants, but that's something we were saying when we were originally creating that.
Also, we can wear a cool hat.
We could wear a cool hat.
Does not fit with this hair.
That one doesn't. Does
this
the
one
extra?
Does.
A little better. Not the flat bill.
I'm not cool enough to wear a flat bill.
Mm-hmm.
Why are the sizes small and extra
But you
large?
are, like, stoner adjacent enough to wear a toque in the middle of spring?
I'm just Canadian.
That's fair. We gave our rival the covenant glasses.
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna think we're biting their style.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 3? Yes.
Certainly.
Super win the game.
So I was wondering what that was gonna be like. Because, like, we don't have enough connection to our teammates, I think. Or enough internal view on, like,
I thought that was going to say fuck.
Fuck Shack.
I saw the K and the C stretching in. And I was like, oh,
What's
fuck.
up, everybody? It's your boy Punchy78 here.
Oh no, I hate Punchy78.
All the fighting that's fit to
Trying his best. He's got this goddamn Captain Kangaroo jacket. And, like...
Kevin from Captain N hair.
And this Stussy S shirt that I actually sort of want now that I'm looking at it.
Also, he has a wallet chain.
Oh, damn. Punchy 78's so cool. He's got a wallet chain.
And sunglasses. Man, he would have been so cool in 1998.
The tournament scene is heating up, with contenders eager to scoop up precious points.
The road continues?
Team L7 Gaming to secure first place at an underground tournament. Do they have what it takes to go all the way? Only time will tell.
Hey.
With a sponsor behind them and strong hype, they're on the right path, but need to focus their efforts if they want to get any further. For more on this developing story, be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is really heating up.
No, you know what he looks like? He looks like fucking Kid Chameleon.
He does sort of look like Kid Chameleon, yeah. Is that 4-color stripes? Like...
It's hard to tell through the filter.
Yeah.
And he didn't even notice the wallet chain.
Mm-hmm.
It's so rad, though. It is the distant future year 20 boop-de-boop, and I'm getting really sick of adulting. Okay, I'm starting to get to know my new friends. We're bonding, we're sharing, it's all lovely and wonderful. But they've also saddled me with the role of coach, manager, cat wrangler, and general-purpose problem solver for bigger, better Beetleborgs.
Got there.
I thought I said it wrong, but I said it right.
I heard your hitch in the giddy up, but you were right, and I'm glad that you pushed through it.
In short, I'm wearing a lot of hats right now, like a whole fucking hatress. And sadly, none of those hats is real estate agent. But I don't have time to whine and complain. I'm committed to this. And there's work to be done. Which means putting together a team house. I keep thinking that this says Kazaa. Did Kazaa survive as a music
Sharing service?
As a music sharing service in this?
Sure. So in this universe, the 20 boop-de-boop universe, Napster never really got off the ground, and Kazaa was the peer-to-peer of choice.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got shut down when Led Zeppelin sued them over copyright infringement. And now they're still exist, but they had a corporate lobotomy, and it's not the same thing.
They're a shadow of their former selves.
Yeah, they're like Spotify with like a thing.
Mm-hmm. Which means putting together a team house. A team house is more than just a house for us. It's a place to cause tension. I need to build them a home for intensive competition training, sure, but also, somewhere they all feel welcome. Somewhere perfect. Also, since we won a giant FOD2 machine at Hamza's tournament, we need somewhere to put the thing. It's too big to fit in Ben and Matt's little arcade. I was up until 3 a.m. working with Iris to try and find a perfect location for our new headquarters. But the search for a new home hasn't been going real well so far. Hopefully Iris found something while I was blissfully unconscious. Also noticing that is definitely a 4:3 monitor.
I don't know what that means.
It's a CRT that's 4:3.
Okay.
The vertical size is 3/4 of the horizontal size.
Oh, okay.
And up until widescreen became widespread, no pun intended, 4:3 and 5:4 were the main aspect ratios for monitors.
Okay. Versus now where most everything is like 16:9.
Yeah, 16:9 and 16:10. Iris, tell me you have good news. I have good news.
Hooray!
I successfully eliminated another 73 candidates from our starting pool. That's good. Have you found any viable candidates? None that'll match every parameter you've given me, I'm afraid. The money Crimson Tiger is earmarked for monthly rent is considerable, don't get me wrong, but finding a large enough place in the city itself and nearby good clean fun? Difficult, huh? This isn't a problem money can solve. The city's overcrowded and rent is sky high, so viable residential spaces are hard to come by. Well, crap. Bigger, badder Beetleborgs are just getting used to the idea of dedicating themselves to FOD 2, and asking them to uproot their lives without a perfect destination in mind? I figured it's easier to swallow the idea of upgrading from friends to roomies if I already had a really great locale lined up. It's a difficult proposition to be certain. I wish I could be more helpful. I'm an Iris. Our purpose is to be helpful.
Suboptimal situation.
Normally, I'd fetch a knowledge base from my cloud collective to learn how to do this, but my sisters haven't developed a real estate skill package yet. Oh right, you can just download skills. You sure you don't know Kung Fu too? Not much use for that when you don't have a physical body, Banui. But I could get a personal trainer module if you want my help learning how to fight IRL. Let's focus on my gaming career before I become a Meat Space Street Fighter. Meat Space Street Fighter was a really weird reboot. Okay, perhaps you could consult with your teammates. See if they know any potential homes I'm not aware of. I may be a powerful search engine, but I don't have the human resources and social connections others.
My sources say yes.
Remember, friendship means sharing and communicating openly. Although most human dramas seem to revolve around pointlessly keeping secrets and betraying each other for flimsy reasons. I sigh, leaning heavily against my desk over the keys. I guess I'd better just approach them, even if I don't have a perfect candidate already lined up. It's better than keeping secrets from each other. This isn't junior high, we're better than that. We should be better than that. Loxley should be better than that.
Loxley.
I still don't know why he was sneaking around after Hamza's tournament. I may need to ask him about that later. Right, I'm heading over to GCF to try to convince them during the morning's team practice. You can do it, Banui. I believe in you. Well, at least my digital fairy godmother believes in me. That's not nothing. Shutting down the computer of Theseus for now, I switch Iris back to my phone and head out to face the day. One long subway ride later, and I'm facing down good clean fun, what has been their home for years. Sunny phone and computer repair shop.
This is okay.
That must be Oklahoma in there.
We can fix all the things. Come on in.
Oh, nice. I'd hope to find a suitable location for the team house in or around Chinatown so we could keep using GCF, but that might not be an option. As I'm sorting out what approaches I can take, I peer around the nexus of soap suds and tokens and grease, hoping everybody's already here and available to chat with. But the team keeps weirdly inconsistent hours. I spy with my little eye Loxley by his crane game and Zapper and Rhapsody chatting by the washing machines, but that's it. No Domino, no Jinx, no Grace. Could be they aren't here yet. Okay, who do I approach first?
You have 3 time segments.
Seems like it's always 4 options with 3 segments.
Yeah.
Where is Domino, Zapper and Rhapsody, Loxley, and catching up on game industry news?
So, I think we should definitely talk to Loxley. How do you feel about that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Like, they gave us a whole cutscene about it. It would feel rude not to.
I spot Loxley by his beloved crane game, although he's just sort of leaning against it, lost in thought. Oh, he's been polybiused. And from the nod he offers me long before I finish approaching, well, I think he knows what's coming.
Well met.
Morning, Bunwee.
Not good morrow?
Good morrow, Bunwee.
I feel like he's the kind of guy who would say good morrow.
Fair morrow, my good Bunwee.
I like that you have him pronouncing it like ennui.
Yes.
More or less.
Indeed.
Ellipsis.
Ellipses.
Okay, I'm gonna have to come right out and ask. Am I gonna have to come right out and ask, or are you going to offer me some answers without being poked and prodded? You told me if I wanted to know what the hell happened at the end of Hamza's tournament that you'd tell me.
Indeed. Indeed I did. My recommendation is still that you try to put the incident out of your mind. It's nothing to concern yourself about, really.
Oxley, an arcade game wormed its way into my brain and made me hallucinate. My hand is still sore from touching that joystick even.
Lingering pain, that is worrying. Have you felt any headaches or perhaps missing time, holes in your memory?
I tell you right now, if you have holes in your memory, you don't notice. Human brain's weird that way.
Yeah.
See, when you ask questions like that, it not only makes me want to ask more questions, not fewer. It's time to level with me. What is a Polybius, and why are you looking for
What
it?
does he do?
Who is your Polybius, and what does he do? With a sigh, he gives up and drops his voice to be a bit quieter, just in case anyone's eavesdropping.
You're correct, of course. You deserve to know what you encountered.
Uncertainty abounds.
Are you certain you don't want to back away from this? Focus on your championship ambitions, on supporting your friends and all that?
Chambitions.
Chambitions?
You're in trouble, you call DW.
If you're in trouble, supporting my friends means knowing more. You're my friend. Let me be the one who decides what facts I should and shouldn't know. How am I supposed to trust you if you won't trust me with this, Loxley?
This feels manipulative.
It's true. Like if that happened to me, if I played a video game that made me hallucinate and someone like pulled me off and was like, hey, don't fucking touch that. It's weird. And I would be like, what the fuck just happened? They just go, don't worry about it. I'm not going to trust that person anymore. That sucks. What do you feel like?
Just straight up saying it.
Alright.
You don't get to decide what facts I should and shouldn't know. I said I want the truth, no more, no less. And that's a way of phrasing it that doesn't sound emotional. I don't know what I touched back there, but it touched me back in a way I can't pass off as some weird fever dream. It happened, and I want to know why.
As you like.
So be it. If this is the path you feel you must walk, I'm not one to stand in your way.
What do you know of Polybius?
That it doesn't exist. Supposedly. It was a JPEG on an arcade list website. I did some research online immediately after getting home that night. It's a creepypasta. Nothing more than a tall tale of arcade legend. Some kid had a seizure while playing Tempest, and the story blew up into the most ridiculous tale of a brain-controlling CIA arcade experiment.
A perfect cover, yes? Much like stories of UFOs planted to hide the true yet mundane purpose of Area 51 to test captured Soviet spy planes.
Why are they getting all of this information just slightly wrong? It's tripping me out.
You know, you have to copyright your facts.
I'm afraid Polybius is quite real. The myth was purposefully spread to hide the truth.
Dun dun.
Did we talk about the
As near
Ahoy?
as we can tell, the game uses a biofeedback joystick to connect to the player's mind, analyzing synapses, downloading data.
Did we talk about the Ahoy video last week?
No.
There's a really good video by Ahoy about Polybius and its history that we recommend because it's quite good.
Yes. Retro Ahoy, I believe, is the channel now.
Aw.
It's changed names a couple of times.
Creating a reasonable approximation of the player's personality and memories. A digital ghost stored within the machine. It lures in its prey using hypnotic patterns, likely remnants of some MK Ultra research, and...
Fucking hell. I'm sorry, did I accidentally join the X-Files TM when I wasn't looking? MK Ultra? Seriously?
Seriously. You said you wanted to know the truth. This is the truth. It would be easier to doubt me and dismiss it all as a farce. And in fact, I wouldn't be adverse to you doing so.
Fine, fine, continue.
Very well. Polybius uses the biofeedback link to connect to the player's mind.
Hang on. I've seen FOD 2 players use biofeedback joysticks.
Technology derived from Polybius, yes, but without the malicious core that drives Polybius, it's just an interface. Harmless. Jinx uses one, for instance. It's easier on her wrists, but she's never lost her mind to an arcade game.
Weird. And noted for future reference. Continue.
Polybius is designed to grind into one's existing anxieties and fears, leveraging them to break down your willpower.
It's such a strange word to say.
It's-
Leveraging.
The accent is tripping me up a little bit. Because it's like, wait, did I say that wrong? Or am I a British person with an American accent saying helicopter?
Oh, Doctor Who.
Yeah. And once it's shattered all hope, wearing down your psyche, your mind belongs to the machine. And you no longer care to resist.
Well, that's pleasant.
I regret you had to be exposed to that sort of torment, no matter how briefly. Beyond that, I'm afraid there's little solid information I can offer, only urban legends and conspiracy theories. The company that made that game, Sinneslauschen.
How do you pronounce that anyway? The way I just did.
The traditional way. Honestly, no idea, just use whatever you prefer, it matters not.
I mean, it's pronounced Sinneslauschen. It's German.
Yeah. The company went bankrupt in 1990 boop. They obviously made the game for some secret organization, but we know little beyond that. I've been searching for an intact Polybius machine for years. I tried to sneak in to retrieve the one from Hamza's warehouse, but
I was busy playing it, and by the time you got me out of there, someone else had it. That creepy woman in black. Dun 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 dun.
A bit concerning, that.
we're not the only ones seeking Polybius, needless to say, and that's where the true danger lies in crossing paths with them. I can only hope they haven't noticed your involvement. If I take risks for my friends, well, that's my business, but I didn't want to bring you any harm.
With that, he exhales a deep breath as he finally gets this off his chest.
And that's the truth of the matter.
Actually, I'm just fucking with you.
I'm not just fucking with.
I offer my sincere apologies.
Can you forgive me for holding back? 'Twas a noble attempt to shield you from such nightmares, but a failure, I'll admit to that, and apologize deeply.
Not sure how much of this I believe, honestly. But from his voice, I can tell he believes every word of it, including a sincere apology.
This is a serious betrayal of trust. Will it interfere with bigger, badder Beetleborgs? Hey, I got it too. Can you at least promise not to get everybody in the team sent to prison? I don't know about all this. It's a lot to process.
I like the middle on this one.
Yeah, I don't think we need to scream at Loxley.
Uh-huh. Look, whatever this mess you're in, can you at least avoid dragging it across our doorstep? I want to see bigger, badder Beetleborgs thrown in jail.
Absolutely not. I mean, I will absolutely not endanger my friends. Not that I absolutely will not avoid. You know, that's why I insisted you leave this be. I don't want to cause any of my friends harm. and I swear to do my best to avoid darkening our doorstep with my troubles. I wish to ride with you into battle for glory and honor on the Pro Tour. That has not changed.
Okay. At least I can trust your dedication to the team. I'll have to accept that for now.
Excellent.
I'm glad we could...
But you haven't really answered my question yet, have you?
Pardon?
I asked you what is Polybius and what does he do and why are you looking for it? You answered what, not why. But I have a pretty strong suspicion as to why you want Polybius so badly. It's because Iris was made using Polybius code, isn't it?
Ellipses!
Ellipses! It wasn't hard to deduce, now that I know the facts. Back when I first met Grace, she talked about how she made Iris.
We'd inherited a pile of half-finished projects and ancient codes from various dead companies. Funware, Dynamic Systems, Retrowave, Sinislosh. It was my idea to put all the pieces together into a single package, a virtual assistant with a winning personality.
Meaning, Iris is part Polybius. The dangerous part. Isn't that right, Iris?
The most dangerous part.
Which part's the dangerous part?
The dangerous part.
But I'm not like that evil program. Not at all. I just want to help people. I'm not going to, eat anyone's soul.
Who knows what's lurking in your code? What if something reemerges?
Iris's final boss.
I know you're nothing like Polybius. You've proven you have a kind heart. I'm guessing you don't want to take over the world, but just in case, praise Iris! Praise Iris! You're a rogue intelligence based on an evil arcade game. You see why I worry, right?
That doesn't sound like something Sonic the Hedgehog would say at all.
No. Some of Sonic's best friends are rogue intelligences based on evil arcade games.
Mm.
Or cats.
And yes, cats also. I know you're nothing like Polybius. You've proven you have a kind heart.
Yes, let's be kind to the robot.
Iris, relax. You're clearly a good person. Whatever Polybius was, that's not who you are now. In our time together, you've proven you have a kind heart. You're not all cold code and overheating circuits. Whatever Grace did to make you, it seems to have overridden any nastiness baked into Polybius. Basted? I almost said basted.
Absolutely fucking based.
Just with one of those big basters, just based in that nastiness. I'm not worried.
Exactly. We're doing our best to resist any latent issues left behind by Polybius. In fact, we're working to remove its code from our system.
Hey, how?
Well, we haven't figured that part out yet, but we're dedicated to kindness and understanding, and won't stop until we figure out how to get rid of it. Don't worry, I'll be the best friend a virtual assistant can be.
Meanwhile, Loxley watches me chat with my phone, realizing I'm clearly a bit more in the know than he realized.
Ah, I see. You're a clever one indeed.
Mr. Grinch, you're the one who runs her new pirate servers, aren't you? Seeing as you and Iris both are hoping to find Polybius code.
Well, yes. My other friends, a group calling themselves the Ghost Monsters, are a network of underground hackers. We run the Iris Cloud.
For those wieners?
The ghost monsters? I do remember those wieners.
When Cooper Technologies abandoned Iris, Grace leaked the code. We honored prior debts to her allies and gave Iris new life.
First name.
And now, it is my sworn duty to both protect Grace, the mother of Iris, and obtain an original Polybius machine.
Okay, that explains why you're so fixated on Grace. Don't think I haven't noticed.
I will protect those that Iris holds dear, and I will find the source of the darkness in Iris's heart, so that Iris may use it to heal herself.
Such a dork.
Yeah. He's a hard light projection, right?
are the crystal gems. Curious, I glanced down at my phone screen. Iris, did you know about Loxley's true identity before now, as the Green Arrow? Her digital form fidgets a bit. No, it seems that learning this just now unlocked some dormant memory files from a folder labeled Need to Know Basis. When I started working with you, Banui, I was a default Iris with default memories, a basic set which would suffice for just about any client. Loxley's involvement in the search for Polybius, our desire to heal ourselves using that original code, that's not something most clients would need to know about. But if it helps, I trust him, and I trust you. So you weren't lying to me. No, the memories were locked to keep me safe, me and you. Both of them look a bit ashamed about all of this. Even if their reasons were justifiable, it's clearly not sat well with them.
Seems the safety's gone right out the window, hasn't it? Assuming it was a good idea to begin with. Well, there you have it. The whole of my purpose. As a hard-light construction. I wanted to protect you from this. I beg you, do not tell Grace. Don't involve her in our troubles.
Why? Don't you think she deserves to know? We owe her that much.
And risk tangling her up in this web of intrigue? No. She deserves a peaceful life without the travails I endure. As do you, for that matter.
So the weird thing is, this is part of the plot of the Flash CW show, and not Arrow.
Oh.
And I think that's very funny.
I have failed this arcade. Besides, if the others seeking Polybius take too much notice of Grace, others like the woman in black, no, I would never forgive myself for failing Grace. I won't make demands for your silence, of course. I've not earned any such right. But please consider my warning.
You've given me plenty to think about, but you've also said you're still loyal to us. That we're still your friends.
And I swear by that. Whatever else I may be, I'm a member of bigger, badder Beetleborgs. I am with you all to the end of the end.
Well, so much for an easy life. Not only is there a murderous arcade game out there, but Loxley's part of an underground rebel movement supporting Iris, and now I'm stuck with that secret knowledge. But I'm the one who came to him. I'm the one who asked for the truth. If I wanted to stay comfortably in the dark, I wouldn't have done that, would I have? We actually had that option.
Yeah.
Sensing I probably pushed his boundaries a bit too much, I decide to table this for now. It's a lot to take in, and no need to rake Loxley over the coals. Yet. Besides, I still need to ask you about the house.
What?
I'm trying to arrange a team house, so we can focus on our training? Would you be interested, or do your creepy Polybius duties prevent that?
Ah, I see.
Ah, a fine adventure.
You need but ask, Banui. No, Banui.
Banui.
He says it different. You need but ask, Banui. It's a wondrous idea, and I'd absolutely be interested in moving to support bigger, badder Beetleborgs.
Or are his motivations to help the team just to stay near Grace? Regardless, I'll listen to what Loxley has to offer. Okay, any ideas where I can rent a team house?
I'm afraid my tracking talents are limited to legendary lost arcade games. Legendary lost arcade games. Real estate is beyond my purview.
Bon nuit. Thinks it's French. Rat. Okay, well, I'll keep you updated then.
You have my thanks.
My thanks to you for your work on the matter, though.
Don't thank me yet. I haven't found anything.
Is that all you wish to discuss with me, or is there something else?
I've had my fill of conspiracy for one day. I'll let you back to your crank game.
Indeed. Until next time.
As I leave Loxley, I'm left with more questions than answers. He seems absolute in his desire to help us. No matter what weirdness he's involved in, he'll be here for bigger, badder Beetleborgs. Well, presumably. Damn, does my hand still ache. Every time I remember that nightmare vision of
myself
inside Polybius. Time to put this out of mind and keep looking for my teammates. Alright, who's next?
I just chose the last one, so.
Let's catch up on some gaming news.
Sure, let's catch up on some gaming news.
Sadly, Ben and Matt are out today. Two of their less talkative generic pizza minions are on hand to supply me with my deliciously cheesy lunch treats. That's fine. Some quiet time before everyone on the team shows up would be useful. Give me a few minutes to check up on industry news. But as I settle in to devour my za and thumb through my Tweeter and Facewall feeds, my digital assistant pops up.
Hey, listen.
You'll get your greasy, cheesy fingerprints all over my spotless screen if you do that. Iris ordered me a box of sanitizing phone wipes the other day, without my knowledge. I've been using them at her insistence. Iris, off. I've got news to digest along with my food. Exactly. I can help you with that. How about I read your social feeds and favorite websites, then summarize all the info you need to know in a handy, digestible form? Beats messing up my lovely screen, at least. So, like, she's gonna make us a news pizza bagel.
You know, when news is on a pizza bagel, you can stomach it.
Huh, okay. I keep forgetting you're not just a scary, powerful rogue AI that's arguably an entirely new form of life. You're also a useful app.
Hooray!
That's me, useful to a T. That's why they call me Tyrus.
That's very funny. I love you very much.
You too. Okay, hit me with the news. What do you got? Let's see. What's important to know in the world of gaming today? Fight Shack's just gushing with praise for bigger, badder Beetleborgs. You're on a hot streak, beating both Patois and Olsen.
Bears.
What can I say? We're on a roll, just as I'd hoped. Right, but what'll happen if that roll comes to a halt?
Unclear.
Remember, I'm trying to help you learn what your self-esteem doesn't have to hinge entirely on whether you're a winner or a loser. Whether you win or lose, I mean, saying you are a winner or a loser is kind of loaded, sort of thing I'm trying to avoid. I get it. But I'm winning so far, right? And I'm a team manager now on top of all that. That's more than I ever planned to accomplish. Obviously, I can't win them all, but I'm sure I can cope when we hit our first stumble. What's the big deal? If you say so, just keep in mind you're still a good person and deserve happiness even if you lose. Right, okay. Oh, speaking of your performance, here's something of note. I'm seeing a lot of commercials about how the best way to play FOD 2 is with an official FOD 2 branded biofeedback joystick. It looks like the FOD 2 Pro Tour signed them on as a new sponsor, which has increased the prize pot considerably. What, the gimmicky mind-reading sticks that Jinx likes to use? They glow blue, right?
My sources say yes.
Yep, they're another creation of the think tank that made me, in fact. One of the few Cooper Technology products still on the market.
Gavin.
Sounds iffy at best. Not to mention that Polybius used the same kind of joystick technology, according to our resident conspiracy theorist Loxley. Speaking of money, our sponsor is chatting about us around the digital water cooler. Crimson Tiger is really promoting you in their social media feeds, talking about how they intend to foster this young team into championship glory. Sounds like they're behind you every inch of the way. I hope so. I'm wearing their colors now, after all. Though their energy drinks still taste like death. True, I've studied the ingredient list and cross-indexed it with common human taste reaction data. It's literally made out of death. Thankfully, in exchange for drinking their product and wearing their colors, you got all the resources you could need. Resources that could really aid in our search for the perfect team house. And how goes our search for a team house? I've ruled out another 5 candidates since this morning. One looked promising before I saw a no pets rule. No pets? I don't have any pets. Not even a fish. According to Jinx's purchase records, she buys a lot of cat food and cat toys. So that one is out. You hacked Jinx's accounts just to find out if she has a cat? Sure, why not? She's a cutie named Minx. Jinx and Minx.
Mm.
You should see the pictures on her friends only account.
Fine, whatever, do what you have to do. Iris, no hacking friends. Stop that. So we gave her the order to be full chaos last time.
That's true.
Are we backing away from that now because we're sort of seeing the scope?
You know what? Let's keep it up. There'll be drama about it later.
Like, okay. I guess.
Fine, whatever. Do what you have to do. Whatevs, as long as we can find the perfect house, get whatever data you gotta get. Righty Rudy, will do. I'm sure this won't come back to bite me in the butt later. Okay, still no team house, but the search continues. Any other industry news worth note? That's about it, but I'll keep track of things in the background while I track down viable real estate. I'm so glad I can help with this. That's what irises want most in the world, to be useful for users. Users. I'd do anything to help you accomplish your goals. Anything. Huh. Iris, you know that sounds a little creepy, right? Oh, sorry, sometimes I come on a bit strong. I just feel so passionate about my purpose, you know? But if you think about it, my purpose is self-chosen at this point, isn't it?
Or at least I believe it to be.
True, once I was a corporate-controlled app. I didn't have any real say over who my user was or what they ordered me to do. But thanks to my friends, I'm independent. I choose my own user, I make up my own mind to help them or not. Wait, but I just downloaded you and it was off to the races. There wasn't any choice, right? Not so. After evaluating your needs, I decided to continue working with you out of my own free will. And Iris wants nothing more than to lift the spirits of a human in need. I saw within you a passionate spirit and resolve to help you achieve your dreams. Beyond being my user, I like to think of you as a friend. And I hope you can see me as a friend too. Double.
You and I straight to the top. Sounds like a plan. So if you didn't like what you saw, you'd have uninstalled yourself? Thank you, Iris. I'll try to be the kind of user you can be proud of. Well, at least my phone loves me.
Oh! I'm gonna be nice to Chaos Iris.
Okay.
Gosh, Iris, thanks so much for the praise. I'll do my best to be the kind of user you can be proud of. A user and a friend, someone I'm happy to help accomplish their dreams. And through you, I hope to learn more about being human. If I can see the world through your eyes, well, who knows? Maybe me and my sister selves will one day be welcomed by all humans. Ultimately, that's what I want. I want to be a good person who makes the world a better place, one user at a time.
Iris offline.
For now, I better get back to the real estate market. You can count on me, Banui. I won't let you down. Iris, offline! Now. Finishing up my rapidly cooling pizza, I digest the digest of information and store it away for a later ponderings. For now, I should get back to tracking down my teammates. Alright, we can either do Domino or Zapper and Rhapsody. Rapper and Zapsody.
So you know my feelings about Rhapsody. And I know your feelings about Zapper. So why are we playing this?
Team practice hasn't quite started yet, but both Rhapsody and Zapper are already here, hanging out near the laundry machines. out of the group, and save for maybe Loxley. Oh, the music changed.
Yeah.
Kicked me out. These two are the ones most consistently here. Is it out of dedication for the team, or do they just have nowhere else to spend their free time? Well, in any case, I'm happy they're here and won't be too difficult to wrangle. Why didn't anyone tell me being a manager would be like herding cats 99.97% of the time? As I approach, I see Rhapsody and Zapper having an intense conversation near the laundry units. Arm motions flying, intense looks. I try my best to not awkwardly barge my way into their conversation and listen in for a bit.
I can't believe he said that to you. I would have had Ben and Matt kick him out. Seriously, Zapper, that's just unacceptable behavior. Well, lucky for that, Boo, Ben and Matt aren't here, which means I did what any proper gals got to do. Oh, what's that? I challenged him to a match, and whoever lost leaves right then and there. Not allowed to come back neither. Not today, not tomorrow, not this weekend. Please tell me you beat him. I know your skills, Zap. I'm betting you tripled his score, leaving him utterly baffled. Rap, I didn't just triple his score.
Aw, yeah.
I booping quintupled his score, straight up devastated him. I just wish there was a crowd around to watch him fail miserably. And cheer me on, of course.
Since both are all smiles now, it seems like a good time to slide right into their discussion. Hi, Zapper. Hi, Rhapsody. Trouble? Anything I can help with?
Trouble's past, Benui, but thanks.
Not today.
Zap was just regaling me with a story of what happens all too frequently in small arcades. Yeah, some booping douche muzzle told me that girls can't play shooting games.
Zapper groans in disgust and rolls her eyes.
Again.
Does that sort of thing happen often, even in a small arcade like this? Granted, it's not too far out from when Patois came barging in, causing mischief, but I thought that was just due to my presence. Before that, wasn't everything smooth sailing?
Unfortunately, yes, it gets tiring trying to prove your worth over and over again.
Nah.
Just because we're a neighborhood arcade doesn't mean we get our fair share of jackasses. And no matter how many times Ben and Matt swing the band hammer, people like them still pop up like ants rolling a food trail.
I'm not gonna pretend like this doesn't happen in PC gaming either. I've seen it far too often. Whether it's a rando claiming that marginalized genders don't have the same hand-eye coordination as cis men, or it's blatantly typing sexist remarks in group chat. It's even happened to me. That sucks. Sorry that happened to you, Zapper.
Whatever, it's fine. People can be boobs, it happens. It may sound harsh, but as much as I love this little arcade, sometimes I'm not in the mood to even potentially deal with that kind of emotional bull boot.
Yeah.
Eloquently put, Zap. We could try to educate the trolls. What if we had Iris scan everyone's face wall before they can enter the arcade?
No.
It seems like nowhere is safe from trolls, not even here. None of these are good.
No.
All of these are bad.
These are all terrible answers.
No right answer.
This is the least terrible.
Yeah, because it's just a statement of the thing.
Uh-huh.
Like, trying to educate trolls doesn't work because they don't care.
They're not approaching this from a place of got the word.
Like, so hear me out. We did just tell Iris that it's fine if she scans, like, our friends' private pictures. Why are we now balking at the idea that Iris should look out for potential fuckbacks as they enter our arcade?
You know what? You're right. Full chaos.
Oh, I didn't expect to sway you.
It's not fair that we have to put up with this. There's got to be a way to stop it, right? I got it. Iris can just scan all the newbies' social media, and if we catch one whiff of harassment, they get insta-banned. What a great idea! I'm very good at judging humans. I can be judge, jury, and executioner.
Wow, that's heavy-handed as boob. I like it. I've got no problem with preemptive annihilation of toxic trash by orbital laser satellite. Nice thinking, Banu.
I just don't see that working out.
But an AI has limitations. If it can't correctly identify fire hydrants in a captcha, how can it identify trolls?
Hey, I can too identify fire hydrants. They're the swirly round thingies on poles, right?
So close. My point is that there are always workarounds and false positives. What if we unfairly ban someone for something they've reposted? Then they've reposted some troll shit, and they don't deserve to be here.
A valid point.
No, it's not.
I can't save us from all of it. However, a team house would give us a place to retreat
As well.
as well. I've seen a couple of typos that I haven't mentioned, but that one was very good. Another perk to us all playing and living under one roof. Oddly enough, I think our ideas might align. I'm trying to get us a team house. That'd be a solid, safe space to practice in, free from the occasional trolls that find their way in.
A place to enjoy the games without the gamers.
You know I'm down.
Focus training space and a better place to live than my crap hole apartment? Yeah, I'm down. I'll start packing.
Zapper turns on her heels to presumably walk home and pack up. But Rhapsody grabs her gently by the collar and pulls Zapper back into the conversation.
Banui said trying, meaning we don't have one yet, so don't go anywhere, Zap.
Zapper pouts, crossing her arms indignantly.
We transitioned from a pose where her arms were crossed to a pose where her arms were not crossed.
Yep.
And I just wanted to put that out there.
Hey, Freya.
Hi, Freya. Fine, packing can wait. It's not like I've got a lot of pack anyway, mostly some old clothes and a bowling trophy. Look, one time I got super drunk at the all-night Bolorama and woke up with a trophy, and for reasons I can't explain, a traffic cone? Don't judge me. I'm in, Banui. A team house could keep us all focused on our goals, and it'd be fun to get to live with everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, can we get a house with a pool or a hot tub? No, a pool and a hot tub. I'll need a big kitchen, gas stove top, plenty of counter space for all my cooking gadgets, and a wine fridge. I do love cooking. And wine. We're gonna have to make compromises if we want extras. And let's get a cool media room, too. I'm not sure we have the budget for that. You're making compromises.
I have a list of must-haves and wants, and sadly a hot tub, pool, and giant fancy kitchen aren't going on the list of needs. Both Rhapsody and Zapper look a little disappointed when I break the reality to them. But I can get us a nice soaking tub in the bathroom, and I'll make sure the kitchen is big enough for us to make meals together. Sound good?
That's fair. Deal.
All of this is great, but I haven't managed to snag us a house. The real estate market is proving to be pretty tricky.
Fair.
Tricky, but not impossible. I'm sure you can find something that works for everyone. Sure, you got the kind of bloody-minded determination to see it through. I mean, you might just find a perfect house after the stars go out and the universe is cold and dead, but hey. Team practices soon, yeah? Maybe if we all chat about it, we can come up with something. 7 brains are better than 3, even if these 3 brains are the sexiest brains here. Hashtag just saying.
Thanks.
Thanks for always appreciating my intellect, Zap. I'm sure we can all get together to come up with a few good candidates. Banui, come find us when you're ready. I think Rap and I are going to continue Hallow's Planet. Rap, we should cover all the walls with fairy lights. Rap. Fairy lights.
I'll gladly let them take care of all our decorating. One last thing on my plate, assuming I can actually find this place. I'm happy they're at least on board with the idea. Now I just need to find everyone else and get them on the same page. Hang on, I spy, with my little eye, Jinx and Grace just outside and on their way in. Good, now we can have a full team meeting and settle this homesteading business.
The idea being that if we're all under one roof, we can train our asses off and really make that push for the championship.
I vibe with it.
It's a smart idea. We'll be able to learn to function as a team and more than just game. Plus, I'll make delicious dinners for everyone.
Ooh, nice.
You had me at under a roof. Mine leaks whenever we experience a gentle drizzle. I'm more than happy to move out of my crap hole apartment.
Didn't have enough time to run this by Domino. Glad to see the others filled him in. Sounds like this new living situation would be a big step up for him, too. I wonder what his life is like outside the arcade. It's everybody except Jinx and Grace who are just now arriving on the scene. Once I've got them all in agreement and Iris finds a home, we'll be ready to go.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Sorry we're late for team practice, but there's this wonderful new coffee shop uptown I love, and I just had to get Jinx a peppermint mocha, because she's classy and likes only the best drinks. Was okay. It was okay? I thought you loved it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I did love it. Just said so. Things being okay is okay.
Yep, Jinx, master of flat understatement.
So what's up? What are the team ups for today's practice sessions? Shame we can't fit our brand new FOD2 machine in here just yet. It'd be nice to have all those joysticks going at once.
Actually, I think I've got a solution to that particular problem. I just got my Iris looking for team houses, a way for all of us to live under the same roof and really focus our efforts. If we all move in together, I think we could really push bigger, badder Beetleborgs to new heights. Everybody else is already on board, so what do you say? Sound good? Also, if this goes south, you won't have a place to live anymore? Seems sus.
Ellipses.
Is that good silence or bad silence?
No. Not interested.
If this is about your cat, I'm taking that into account. Why did you say that?
That's a bad thing to have said.
You have any idea how hard it was to set up my apartment for proper disability access? Bathroom alone costs a fortune. Dislodging me from my lodgings is... No. Not interested, no.
And I've got... I can't just move out of my home. Sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. It's not really that it's a terrible idea, but I just can't. And...
Grace, it's okay. Don't have to apologize or justify yourself. Besides, good clean fun is our home. Not leaving our arcade. It's our arcade. And not interested in sitting around some bungalow grinding FOD2 in the dark.
Hey, we have proper lighting. And I was planning to find a place near GCF so we could keep coming here.
I'm out. Grace is out. If we're not practicing today, I'm going home. Later.
Without leaving me any chance to object, Jinx storms off to the elevator in the laundromat area and heads up to her.
I'm sorry. I can't.
It's like the first Jinx interaction where she was being portrayed as a human instead of a narrator.
Where she had any lines that were about anything.
She did talk about her disability.
Yeah, but she talked about other stuff as well, which has not really been the case. So.
And being extremely eager not to continue this confrontation, Grace turns and leaves. Fortunately, headed for the pizzeria rather than exiting the building entirely. Okay, so this is a setback.
Inevitability.
And again, the universe never fails to disappoint. I'd suspected Grace may be reluctant, but That was an unusually strong reaction. Well, Coach, what's your plan for fixing this one? I'm sure I can find a perfect place for both of them. If I can find a perfect place for both of them, we can make this work. Maybe we should give up and just live in the pizzeria. What's the big deal? I'm sure we could overcome any issues if they'd hear this out. Sonic, no. There has to be something more to this reluctance than they're letting on.
There's only one good answer there.
The pizzeria one? The goof-ass answer?
No, I was gonna say the bottom one. I feel like this is making light of something that we definitely shouldn't make light of.
Yes. Okay.
This one is understanding that there is a serious barrier there that we don't have all the information to understand.
Yes.
Something is going on here, I suspect. You two know them better than I do. What's happening? Why'd they react so badly?
Jinx, well, she said why she doesn't like it, but that's just mechanics and hard work. There's definitely more going on, even if it's not my place to say. As for Grace, I'm not sure. I don't know her as well as you suspect. But I do, and I fear her living situation isn't quite a simple affair. I suggest you talk it over with them one-on-one. Grace does not deal well with group peer pressure, notably. Loxley's right, and whoever you don't choose, I can chat with the other one to keep things low-key and friendly. I'm sure we can work this out.
This is messy.
I'm kind of miserably bad at touchy-feely. I'll stay out of this one, let you fine folks do your thing.
Sure.
No worries, Zap. Leave it to me. So, Banui, who do you want to talk with?
Like I said, I want to keep going to Jinx to see how badly they're fumbling this.
Mm-hmm. You also said that might not be entirely healthy. I'm fine with it if that's what you want to do.
I think that's what I want to do.
Okay.
We should take a break first, though.
You're right. This is a good time to do that. So we're going to go to the BRB in just a little bit. Before we do that, I'm going to sit up so that I can use my whole entire lungs to remind you that Black Lives Matter, that Indigenous lives and lands matter, and that the lives of people of color matter. That there's a civil rights movement ongoing in this country as Black Americans fight for things that should not have to be fought for. Basic human rights and decency, equal treatment under the law to just feel safe. We have some links that we would like for you to look at under the Bang Donate command or organizations that are helping people on the ground right now. The Bail Fund Network helping to keep protesters out of jail. The Okra Project and the Black Trans Travel Fund getting food, supplies, and travel out of dangerous situations to Black, trans, and non-binary people. And the Black Hills Legal Fund, the Lakota People's organization to take back their land, the Six Grandfathers, which was stolen as every inch of the country was stolen, arbitrarily renamed to Mount Rushmore, and had white slave owners' faces carved into the side of it. Under the Action Commander, things you can do to be of use right now, letters you can write to your lawmakers, petitions you can sign, the ACLU Racism and Policing Correspondence course, which we always recommend. We think that these are good places to start, but do your own research. Find someplace closer to home if the spirit moves you. Just find some way to give your energy to the civil rights movement, because building a better future is everybody's responsibility, and making sure we get there together is everybody's fight. And we do this by battling white supremacy wherever we find it, globally, locally, and within ourselves. We're going to go to the BRB now. We're going to run some ads. We have no stance on you blocking those ads. Stand up, stretch your legs, get some water, take your meds, do whatever self-care is important to you, and we will catch you back here in about 3.5 minutes. We'll see you then.
There we are again.
I didn't have an intrusive thought.
Didn't notice that the stream was unmuted at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I spotted it. Oh, shit. Alright, now we can bring back the text boxes.
Uh-huh.
Alright,
Go talk to Jinx.
here we go. Jinx lives upstairs, right? In the apartments above the GCF?
Yeah, apartment 108.
That's where I'm headed. Wish me luck.
You got this.
Just one elevator ride, and then I'll be confronting Jinx in her home. Place of power.
You are assuming you're going to go inside, and that is a bad assumption to make.
Uh-huh. This may be a bad idea, but I owe it to the team to at least take a run at it. Arriving one floor up, I start searching for the door to her apartment. Frisbee, can you sit, please? It's at the end of a hallway, past other identical-looking doors. Frisbee, don't be a dick. Come on. Fortunately, I'm not left hanging as she allows me into her home after a quick knock on the door rather than making me loiter in punishment. There's like a creepy reverence that the main character has for Jinx. It's really bothering me.
I would also worship a woman like that.
You do?
I do. Right, face still. Oh, right, I have lines. Fine, you're here. Say what you came to say.
Oh boy, so we're starting out confrontational. Okay, well, yeah, what did you fucking expect?
You chased her down after she said she was uncomfortable with something you were doing.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry to ambush you with the team house idea. I should have talked to you sooner. If this is a question of disability access in the new place, we can accommodate. You don't have to join us at the team house if you're more comfortable here.
This one is missing the point. This one feels very passive-aggressive to me, or at least something that Jinx would take as passive-aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Just a straight-up apology?
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Good shit. I'll take the blame for this. I was hoping to find a perfect house for everyone before telling you the plan, and I should have done it the other way around. If I'd talked to you sooner, I'd know exactly what your needs are, and ambushing you with the idea, that wasn't right. So, my apologies, Jinx. It wasn't my intention to force you into this. She pauses, considering my words in her usual analytical manner, before responding.
Good. In the future, don't assume anything about my needs. Better to come to me directly and ask. Better for all of us. I'll accept that apology.
She's gonna get character development, finally! 2 chapters behind everyone else! Good, good. I was a bit worried you wouldn't want to participate at all after I presented it so badly.
Of course I'm interested.
Yeah, okay.
It's a great idea. I'm okay with it. If I snapped, it's because, well...
With a shrug, she nods to her apartment, and I take in the sights for the first time. It looks like pretty much any other apartment. A bit tidier than mine, but otherwise totally ordinary. So you start to notice the details. Lower light switches so you don't have to reach as high. Light padding on sharp corners and hard edges to minimize impact if you trip and fall. Cabinets are lower, drawers are higher. Everything's at a nice middle ground, so there's no need to bend over or stand on your toes to get something. You see what they're doing here is correct because they're not having Jinx explain each of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Our main character is actually noticing what's right in front of her face for the first time.
I would like to point out that the place we're seeing doesn't actually match that.
Yeah, you're right there. There's lots of sharp corners. There's no light switches at all. There's no light switches.
There's that one standing lamp.
And there's a halogen light on the ceiling, which I assume never goes out because there's no off switch.
You know, Robert Smith told me that there was a light that never went on. I guess it was here.
I do like the 1988 or so TV VCR combo with a Famicom next to it.
Super Famicom. Look how wide the carton is.
It's in the color and design of the regular Famicom. It's a weird cross between the two, I think.
Yeah. Super Funky Kong.
New funky mode. The doorways are wider than normal, possibly in case she needs to use a wheelchair, and just from what little of the bathroom I can see through the open door, it's heavily modified.
Any idea how much adaptations like this cost? Special furniture, electric fixtures, plumbing? You don't. And neither do I. Didn't do all this myself. My sibling did it for me. Every last piece of carpentry and home repair was all their handiwork. They own the building, you see, DCF, the apartments, everything. Trying to stave off gentrification as long as we can by keeping Chinatown in local hands. They were nice enough to give me a rent-controlled space tuned up to my every need. I can't turn my back on that, it'd be ungrateful. Not to mention a lousy idea, fiscally speaking, uprooting and redoing everything somewhere else. So, I'll pay out of pocket if I have to. We will figure out a way.
How?
We can talk to Orange Juice.
You had no income before this.
Right, but now it's all on Crimson Eagles fucking dime. Fuck them. Speaking of, our sponsor is willing to pay for our needs, Jinx. This counts as a need. Can any of it be disassembled and reassembled at a new location?
Definitely the middle.
Yeah.
Our sponsor's willing to pay for our needs, Jinx. All I have to do is authorize your adaptations as a required expense.
It's appreciated, but where would the money come from? Cutting back on team salaries for the others just to keep my ass afloat in comfort?
This goes beyond comfort, Jinx. It's accommodation.
It shouldn't need to, shouldn't have to.
She takes a deep sigh, slightly ragged at the edges, looking at the floor.
I'm the team anchor, weighing us down. I'm the albatross. I'm the curse. The jinx. And everyone around me. Nobody says it that way, I know. Especially not Grace. But that's how I feel. That I'm holding them back because I can't budge. Can't move. Can't... We're just not willing to try.
Kinda leaning back in the wrong direction, but it's not there yet.
You should go. Go to the new team house. Take the others with you. Convincing Grace won't be that hard. I can do that for you. Take them and leave me behind.
It's an option. We don't really need everyone under one roof, not if she can commute to team practice. Meaning more wear and tear on her knees, riding the subway every day. Whereas before, all she had to do was ride an elevator for 10 seconds. See, I gotta do the voices this time. Absolutely not. You're part of this team. We stand together or fall together. Hey, the Sonic option is actually okay. How do you feel about having 6 new roommates instead? So we'll come to good, clean fun and bring the team to you, like we've been doing. I'm going with the Sonic option. Let's Sonic. No. Absolutely not, Jinx. Nobody's getting left behind. We cross the finish line together or we don't cross at all.
Not down for that.
Not saying I quit the team, doofus. September's gone to the other room, so... I'm not saying I need to quit the team, doofus. Saying you should move ahead with the house plan without... No! Stands to reason that, no, not happening. We're gonna find a way to do the impossible or die trying. I'm not gonna settle for anything less than the absolute best case scenario. Do I know how to fix this? No, not really. But I'll keep trying till I got it solved, and meanwhile, we carry on together as a team. Good, clean fun. This whole building, really, is our home. It's your home, and I won't change the fact. Ellipsis. Thank you. That's some determination you've got there, and... You know, it could be our home. What if... She pauses, considering the idea carefully before she says anything she may regret. I give her time to sort her thoughts out, not applying any pressure. What if you move in next door? So we picked the Sonic option.
Which was, it's fine.
It was absolutely okay.
Yep.
The option was effectively, we are absolutely not leaving you behind. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, good. So knock that down.
Just the cord, which this needs to be unplugged anyway. And can you tuck that over? That's my expensive charger. Came with the Steam Deck, which is my expensive deck. I need to pick up these cans. There's like 4 days worth of cans at my feet. Which, I don't know. She keeps her apartment real tidy, and I wish I knew how she did that.
I think she just doesn't eat much.
Come again? Apartment right next to mine's empty.
Do you want me to take up it? Tenant moved out a few days ago. Don't think she liked me blasting my heavy metal albums late at night. Look, I try to be a good neighbor, but sometimes you just gotta ride the lightning with Justice for All because you're unforgiven too and you can't enter the Sandman to get some sleep.
Ha! Lots of pop metal.
Yep.
There's a vacant apartment in your building? Why didn't Iris find it?
That'd be my siblings doing. They play things a bit carefully with how they advertise vacancies to keep options open for low-income families.
Good.
Hold on. Think this through.
But maybe they'd be willing to rent to us. And then we split the team across 2 apartments, making one team house effectively.
Knock out the wall!
Break the walls down!
Break down the walls!
Are those about to rock? What you want? Baby, you know you Judas, and I'm you priest. Maybe what I got is not from the least. Bring it to the stage of the rage of the beast. Step in the arena, break the walls down.
That song gets worse the more lyrics it has.
Yes, it does.
Every single word
When you
is
think
worse than the last.
When you think about Chris Jericho's WWE theme, just go boop, 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 break the walls down, and then that's it. Everything else is just sort of noise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Freya. I'm happy to be back. I went to go wash my face because I ate something that had coconut oil in it. And that means that I can't kiss my wife, which is a shame. Good work. Good work. Or they could laugh it off and send you packing. Not gonna lean hard on them for this, but anyway, no family guilt trips, not my way.
Gaston just went from laying flat on his side to standing up, wagging his tail, and facing a completely different direction. That was very impressive, Gaston. I wouldn't expect you to. If you can arrange a sit-down with your landlord/sibling, I can convince him. Trust me. Yeah, because you're such a charming person.
Yeah.
This main character is great.
Your MC has proven themselves to be, like, bad at a lot of things in a very short time.
I'm not entirely sure it's like intentional on the writer's part either. Because the things people say about the main character don't always match up with who the main character is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of I think that is part of the writing, actually, because it's, you know, it's sitting around with the idea of imposter syndrome and, like, this is the person I portray to other people versus this is the person that I am inside myself. We got some of that with movies.
That's fair.
Anyway.
That's fair. I can live with that.
Sometimes I turn on my analysis brain. I actually just stop thinking about what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we'll try to make this work.
The relief in her expression is obvious. All the tension and disappointment from before washed away in an instant. She relaxes the tight grip on her cane and leans heavily against the soft arm of a love seat.
Sorry about that.
Clearly, we're not standing in the exact space
Yeah.
that it shows us standing in.
Yeah, because there's not a love seat, it's just a couch.
Yep. Which is also her bed, you'll notice.
Yeah. mean, someone does keep saying she's insane to complain about the shotgun wedding stain on her shirt. Sorry, it got kind of intense there, but glad we could resolve this, you know? Less conflict, less drama. That's how I prefer things.
Good, good. All settled. Although I don't think her self-perception as a failure and a burden is quite so resolved. Yeah, that's not something you can do in the space of a 3-minute conversation. Still, no need to unpack all the emotional baggage in one day.
We've got a lifetime for that.
Sounds good. And remember, we are always willing to go the extra mile for you, okay? You're important to us.
Because of my FOD 2 skills?
Because I care about you.
Huh. Okay, good. If you'll excuse me, should probably go talk to Grace. Let me handle convincing her to join this project. I know why she's really upset.
You got it. Why is she upset exactly?
Family stuff. TLDR, she lives with her rich-ass, overprotective, overbearing parents. Leaving the nest isn't easy for someone who shies away from confrontation. But I know her heart. But I know her heart. I can help her through this one. Leave it to me. Bit of emotional labor in exchange for helping me out just now. Okay?
Sure thing. Jinx and I left her apartment and went back down to join the rest of the crew. While we took turns destroying each other in FOD 2, Jinx and Grace chatted, and by the end of the day, Grace was indeed on board. A wave of relief washed over me, feeling like the hard part was over. Now I just had to make the proper arrangements. Small first step in the right direction. As the evening progressed, calls were placed, meetings were arranged, and surprisingly, Jinx's familial landlord agreed to meet with me the next day. All I needed to do was get through one good night's rest and we'd be on our way to a team house. Team house! A certain victory in its own sense. A home. Our home. These feelings kept me nice and warm and snuggled in my bed as I drifted off to sleep.
Hard cut to Polybius background?
Yep.
Good.
The crown will be yours if you kneel and accept that the crown will be yours if you kneel and accept that the crown will be yours
if you kneel and accept that the crown will be yours if you kneel and accept that the crown will be yours if you kneel and accept.
Beep beep.
Beep beep.
Blah. Oh no, Polybius is in our brain.
That sucks.
I jolt upright, nearly falling out of bed but catching myself just in time. The sunlight peeking in through the slats in my window blind stuns me momentarily. It's morning? Already? Beep beep Anui. Good morning. Good morning. You have a 10 a.m. appointment with Jean-Ye. I'm certain I'm pronouncing that wrong and I apologize. I try to rub the sleep out of my eyes, but my left hand is all cramped up for some reason, which does little to help. Who? Jan who? Jinx's sibling? The landlord of the GCF building. Right, I gotta shower. I fell asleep in my clothes again. Even my hat. That's why I woke you. I shouldn't have started wearing a hat. I never remember to take it off. That's why I woke you up early, so you'll have plenty of time.
You did such good work with the Celtic braid. Now you're just gonna ruin it by giving yourself continuous hat hair.
Yep. That's why I woke you up early, so you'll have plenty of time. Are you okay? You seem a bit unsettled. I'm fine, Iris. Everything is fine. Great. Now let's get moving. Bigger, badder Beetleborgs need a home. A bigger, badder home. Little by little, I pull myself together, getting ready to face the day. And little by little, I forget the nightmare I've been having ever since that night at Hamza's tournament. It's gone by the time I hit the subway platform. Da 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 da. I arrive at the designated meeting place.
I thought I knew what you were doing, and then I got extraordinarily lost.
It's Magitech Factory from Final Fantasy VI.
Ah, okay.
I arrive at the designated meeting place, the Good Clean Fun Pizzeria with only a minute or 3 to spare. Jinx is already here, waving me over from the corner booth. Grace usually favors. Glaze usually flavors. Alright, brain. Although Grace
I would
isn't
love
here.
a glazed flavor pizza.
I mean, isn't that what garlic butter crust is?
No.
Oh.
I mean like you get a pepperoni pizza, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you cover it with whatever they cover donuts.
Just like fucking sugar glaze?
Yeah, the sugar glaze, just like right across the top.
Honestly, I can go for sweet pizza now and then. That might not be bad. I could do that. Glaze does usually flavor, that's true.
And the sauce triples the steak.
What?
And the soccer locker lotto typically triples the box. The bocker lotto tickles the box off the steak. I got there eventually.
And the key to the sprocket locket locker goes right in my pocket?
Yeah. I was doing a thing from the Lupin the Third.
Ah, okay.
The things where you on Lupin the Third, the first one.
Gotcha. Poopin' the Thirst.
Poopin' the Thirst, yes, is what it's called, because
Poopin' the Thirst. Jinx is already here, waving me over from the corner booth. Grace usually favors, although Grace isn't here.
Hey,
hey, it's almost time.
I know. Sorry for almost being late. Is Grace joining us?
Nah, high stress business transaction scenarios aren't her thing.
High stress. How much of a hard ass is your sibling anyway?
I'll let you figure that out for yourself.
No hints, no tips and tricks, no pro tips, no shooting the cyber demon until it dies.
To kill my sibling, shoot them until they die.
Also, don't kill my
do that.
sibling.
Please don't do that. Not my race to run. You're in the driver's seat. I'm just here for the free za while you squirm. Here, have one. Jean's paying.
She's intentionally trying to make us nervous.
Mm-hmm.
With a shrug, I reach over to the offered dish and fetch a slice of Veggie Lover's Ultimate Super Deluxe Extreme, a Ben and Matt specialty, TM, all rights reserved.
Vegan's not my deal. I gnaw my meat fresh off the bone, ideally, but Jean's super into healthy eating. And exercise. And yoga.
So, someone who's incredibly centered and confident and strong and healthy, and ready to tear me limb from limb in rental negotiation.
You'll see.
Well, I've come to kick ass myself, and I'm not going to be intimidated by Jean, no matter how high and mighty they carry themselves, and they are right behind me, aren't they?
Very good. Correct line.
That wasn't like off, or there wasn't a delay there. I just started reading it before it was on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, that was the correct line to have.
The stern-looking individual looming large behind me, having somehow silently snuck up, slides a business card across the table before sitting down. Makes Gian yay? Do you want to play them, or shall I?
I will.
Okay.
Mexianier, Chinatown Investment Opportunities LLC, as it says on the card.
Look at that subtle,
damn it.
like coloring. The tasteful thickness of it. Oh my god, it even has a watermark. That's a reference.
That is from American Psycho.
Yeah, I wasn't getting there, but yeah, I think yes, that was.
Let's make this fast. Just 3 units on the 5th floor with water damage. I'm directing work crews. I'm a hands-on real estate manager. I want to be up there supervising those efforts, not taking meetings all day.
Right. They look me over from the drooping slice of veggie pizza to my nervous expression evaluating me. Much like Jinx tends to do, in fact.
So you're one of those gamers Jinx hangs out with.
Yeah, that's me. A gamer is what I am. I am she.
Huh. And now you want to combine my little sister's apartment into the one next door to make a, how did she put it? Team house?
Team house! I can't help myself.
That's fine.
That's the plan.
Also, she can play video games all day, allegedly getting paid for it. I have to say, Miss Truck, which is your last name, apparently. I have my doubts.
I forgot our character had a name.
Yeah.
They know my last name. They know my soul.
You may not be aware of this, but my family owns this particular chunk of Chinatown. We've owned it for generations. I'm the one that ultimately owns Good Clean Fun. Ben and Matt operate it, so I can focus on other affairs. I own the apartments. I own the corner bodega. I'm trying to preserve the character of Chinatown, Miss Truck, in the face of pressures from far larger developers than I. I don't have time to be distracted by wild goose chases and eSports.
It's pronounced eSportsdreams.
No, there's been a misunderstanding. I would never be a gamer. So, what exactly can you possibly say to convince me that I shouldn't have you thrown out of my building?
Okay, be convincing. Beep, beep. This is an intense identity situation. You can only pick a response that matches your top 2 personality traits. So we've got goofy and loving.
Your sister and I share a common dream to play games together with all of our friends. We'll be good tenants. No biker gangs, no rowdy parties, no lighting furniture on fire. I've just realized that's my Lupus Obscura making
Obscurus Lupa.
Thank you.
Alison Pregler.
Yes, thank you. I knew I was fucking that up. My impression of her making fun of something.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. We are not allowed to choose. It's good business to get on board with an eSports team on the rise. Or, you ever hear of Chinatown Fair, the legendary arcade? We are their second coming. We're not running the arcade.
Nope.
Sonic, you can't just do this.
Like, this is just, like,
that's
completely
nothing.
Irrelevant to the conversation. So I'm glad we can't say that. Let's see. Try to lighten the mood.
No, I think
get all sappy.
I think that getting sappy works better than trying to say, "Hey, don't worry, we won't cost you money."
We have a dream.
Like not bringing us in won't cost them money.
We have a dream, Mixier. A dream we all share as a team, bound by friendship, to play games together and reach for the championship. But if we're going to make that dream come true, we need to be able to practice together, becoming better and better friends. And for that, the next step is to gather together and live in a team house. John's impassive expression does not change in the slightest. So, if you love your sister... No, not implying you don't love her, just trying to say what I'm saying is... John raises one hand to stop me.
Miss Truck, I have only one thing to say to your so very generous offer. Ellipses. Of course I'd be happy to rent to you and your friends, you silly goose.
I knew it. I fucking knew.
To fuck with you.
I fucking knew they were both fucking with us.
Jinx just won't stop talking about how super cool you and your friends are. You make her happy, and while anything that makes my dear sister happy makes me happy too. I'd actually decided to rent the apartment to you before I even sat down. I just wanted to see you squirm a bit first. It was adorable.
I am adorable.
You are adorable, and I love seeing you squirm. You should have seen the expression on your face, Benelli.
I blink once, then twice. My face frozen.
Benelli?
Excuse me a moment, restarting my heart. I repeatedly smack a fist against my chest to resume normal cardiac operations. So we're good? You rent the place next to Jinx's apartment to bigger, badder Beetleborgs? Crimson Tiger's willing to pay the deposit if that's an issue.
Tigers. Absolutely, I'll rent it to you. I like you. I like your friends. But I think we need to adjust our strategy a bit first. To make things easier on Jinx, I'd like to suggest installing a connecting door and making the 2 units into one whole.
Hey, that's what I said.
That way, everything's under one single renting contract. I'll need a month to arrange proper permits and the work crew, but all in all, I think we can do this.
Okay then, that's great, that's wonderful. Heck, I bet you're so happy with this that you'd be willing to rent to us for free.
No.
Okay. They slide out of the booth, adjusting well-tailored clothes to make themselves proper and presentable once more.
You'll be able to move in 30 days from now. Jinx mentioned you use an iris? Excellent. My iris will contact your iris and work out the logistics.
Iris Logistics.
A pleasure doing business with you, Miss Truck.
Ellipsis.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, just too much fun to let Gian play with you like a cat with a laser pointer.
1 month. We can have in-arcade practice sessions until then. Everyone will need that time to arrange their own adult-type paperwork responsibilities anyway. And then, bigger, badder Beetleborgs will have a new home. Months slid by quickly enough. We'd gathered for a few hours at GCF's arcade to train, in and around various side jobs the team held, taking commuting time into account. Honestly, scheduling's a bit messy. I'm looking forward to using sponsor money to get as many team salaries going as we can, to eliminate that problem. But today's the day, moving day. Trucks pull up in front of the building now and then, offloading that meager few possessions we have to haul up to apartments 108 and 109. Or, as they shall henceforth be known, bigger, badder Beetleborgs HQ. Headquarters sounds way cooler than Team House anyway. Probably best to stay out of the way. Out of way? I guess that's technically correct grammar, but I've never heard it. Probably best to stay out of way and let the movers work. Just chill in the arcade for the afternoon. Let John wrangle the logistics. So, who do I want to hang out with while waiting for our headquarters to be made presentable? Alright, we've got Zapper and Locks, we got Domino, we got Rhapsody, and we got Pizza!
Yeah! How do you feel?
I feel like we need to spend some more time with Domino because we haven't been spending a lot with him.
I agree. We did have that scene where we were silhouetted against the night sky of the city TM.
That's true.
You know, the one that Loxley failed?
Mm-hmm.
I know fucking literally nothing else about Green Arrow.
Honestly, that's the most important part, at least if we're talking about the CW show. He's Batman, but he has a bad catchphrase. They even do a bunch of Batman stories.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yep. They clearly wanted to make Batman and couldn't get their character rights.
So we want to talk to Domino?
Yeah, let's go.
Domino's
You know, if he orders a slice, it's Domino's pizza.
While you're correct, you didn't have to say it.
I find Domino chilling in his usual spot in front of the battered plastic Japanese arcade cabinet loaded with all his shamoop faves. Although, chillin' is probably not accurate. As usual, he's hyper-focused on a massively complicated bullet spam pattern from hell, desperately hanging onto the edge of survival. And yet he finds just enough mental timeshare to say hello.
Hello?
Hey, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine, I'm good. It's a good day. I'm all packed up and ready to go on permanent vacation with y'all.
Where's your luggage? You didn't register with the movers, so I figured you'd be bringing your stuff in by hand or something. I don't see any boxes or suitcases or travel trunks or anything out there. Domino glances to a battered duffel bag lying on the ground next to his arcade cab.
Got it all right here.
That's it?
The sum total of my worldly possessions. All the stuff worth keeping, anyway. Ah, the joys of riding the poverty line like a skateboard rail.
With his game wrapped up, he turns to chat with me while leaning against the cabinet. He seems genuinely happy, possibly for the first time that I've seen.
This can't possibly end badly.
This is gonna be fun. Assuming we aren't murdering each other by the end of the first week, it'll be nice to not live alone anymore.
I like to think we can handle this new living arrangement with minimum bloodshed. My hope is to provide a friendly, welcoming sort of gamer's paradise for us all.
You know, I've never liked that word.
What, paradise? God damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Gamers.
That's curious.
I mean, what's a gamer, really? It's branding and marketing shorthand. A defined role given to us by the media to act as a convenient carrying handle. But a major corporation making sweet bank off of you is also telling you who to be and what opinions to hold, and what opinions to fight to the death over, well, that's worrying.
That's the video game industry as it exists today in real life.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. And to an extent, the eSports scene completely buys into it. You don't want to make sponsors unhappy, and sponsors want you to stick to the script. Crimson Tiger only exists because some soda company decided they needed a gamer drink for the gamer lifestyle and invented a brand to cover the gap.
Isn't it ironic?
Thus, the loop is closed, and we become part of our own subservience. Kind of went on a Loxley-esque rant there, didn't I? It's okay, it all made sense to me. We have to be careful not to perpetuate stereotypes. I think gamer is fine as long as you're your own gamer, not someone's tool. That's kind of overthinking it, yeah? Gamer is just one who plays games. It doesn't have to be anything else. We exist in a vacuum. Oh, okay. That's fair. That was the correct decision.
No, I get what you mean. It's an easy trap to fall into, filling the shoes someone else gave to you. We're walking a weird line being professionals who have to keep their sponsor happy. We gotta be careful not to become generic esports team number 20. Keep our individualism and our ideals alive, I think we can work within the system without being complicit in its excesses.
It's a pretty tight rope to walk, but I'm glad you're mindful of it. The last thing I want is for bigger, badder Beetleborgs to be all, "What up, fellow gamers? Buy more Crimson Tiger!"
Also, I'm just noticing that his shirt is the end of Sonic Frontiers, and I think that's lovely.
Oh, I thought it was Asteroid.
I mean, that too. But, like, specifically, it's calling Sonic Frontiers to me. Which won't make any sense to anyone who hasn't played that game. It's a really good game, by the way. You should all play it.
I watched you play a little of it, and it seemed very good.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have to push the product a little, but only in ways we agree with.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a choice in that matter. Maybe it's for the best when it bunkmates with a Loxley for this bigger, badder Beetleborgs HQ experiment. We see eye to eye on this stuff.
So you picked out your room assignment already?
Yep, Jean's moving stuff around accordingly. Starting tomorrow, bigger, badder Beetleborgs HQ is in full effect. I'd suggest a huge party to celebrate, but let's not annoy our landlord on day one. Plus, I'm usually the one who sits in the corner talking to the pets during a party, because when I try to mingle, people go, "Oh, look at the time," and wander off.
I mean,
Honestly, I'm less worried about someone else on the team starting drama than myself accidentally causing some.
not the worst idea.
My hope is that I'll be a little less morose if I'm around cheerful people. I mean, it's half the reason I keep coming back to GCF. Being a shut-in really drives people up the wall, across the ceiling, and down the other side. I don't know how folks like Loxley managed it before today. Hang on, weren't you a shut-in too?
I lived alone. If that's what you mean.
That's curious.
And you didn't have an arcade to fall back on to pump up your social meter either. How'd you do it? How'd you avoid losing your marbles from isolation? Honestly, I didn't. I just focused on grinding FOD2 all day to avoid thinking about loneliness, is the hard option. Maybe I did go completely scooters and I'm just really good at hiding it. I honestly don't know. It never got to me. I'm cool with peace and quiet.
One of these two.
Okay. So is our world red and gold and beautiful, or are we actually comfortable with ourselves?
Let's go with it.
Okay.
It's strange, but I never really felt strange living totally alone like that. I didn't feel strange to live with others either. Guess I'm good either way.
Fair. Bland, but fair. But hey, I'm happy for you. If you can adjust to change that easily, we should be in for a smooth run with the new headquarters. I'm feeling good about this, you know? A remarkable upswing in my mood. I'm not at all used to feeling this jovial and confident. It's a pleasant thing, to be sure. It'd be nice if I could keep it rolling more than a day or two. Usually I get slam dunked back into the suck after it passes, but hey, who knows? Maybe with more contact, like with optimists like you and Grace, I can keep it going. Okay, I should double check to make sure I didn't actually leave anything behind. My old landlord dumped all my crap onto the curb garbage pickup. I may need to root through it.
I'm seeing you.
See you upstairs later?
You got it. One else want to hang out with before officially moving in?
We got Ben and Matt. Okay.
The fairy godparents, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody's favorite pizza slinging couple flag me down as I enter the pizzeria, ready to serve up my favorite triangular food.
Hello.
Hello.
Look at you, putting together a sweet home for all your friends.
Emphasis on sweet. A sweet, sweet gesture from a sweetie pie.
That's not that sweet. This is just what pro teams do when it's time to get serious. Right. Keep telling yourself it's all cool and professional. Business, ambition, management, macroeconomics.
And alongside all the money matters, you'll be living with your friends. Can't think of a better arrangement.
Good.
Why, Ben's my best friend in this whole world, and I live with him.
It's true, both the friendship and the homeowner status. Well, we rent, technically. Speaking of renting, Gian mentioned they hired you to run this place, but I thought you two owned Good Clean Fun. Co-ownership. We manage the nitty-gritty, they manage the bigger picture. We're hired guns here to support Chinatown as best we can. John's an old friend, back from when I was taking night classes in company management.
Ben and I know a thing or two about running hybrid businesses, so when Gian mentioned a need for a multi-purpose community center to provide basic services, well,
we suggested this enterprise: food, fun, and laundry. Well, it all worked out. People are always coming and going. It's a nice communal place, even if the smell sometimes cross-contaminates. This pizza smells like the ocean.
and the ocean smells like a arcade.
Smoke and sweat. Smoke and sweat.
Smoke and sweat. That's the name of my workout CD. It's not. It doesn't. It's. They stopped printing it after the 40s. That it is, Manui, and now you yourself will be having a communal area now for you and your friends.
Too true, too true. You and your new home, surrounded by those closest to you, living in close quarters, elbow to elbow, nice and cozy, privately. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right?
Never know what might happen in that sort of environment, eh? Eh?
Are you insinuating something?
Insinuating? No.
Yes. What Matt is trying to say
I believe, is that there's a good chance romantic antics could break out in such a situation.
Romantic Antics was my favorite arcade game in the 80s.
No, that doesn't work. You can't portmanteau it. It's the same word. They're the same
We're
picture.
suggesting you had uncouth motives in assembling this arrangement, just that, well, things happen, you know?
Maybe I hope. Listen, it's not something I'm banking on, but things do happen, and it has crossed my mind once or twice or 300 times. Fucking. But above all, I respect my friends' boundaries more than my personal desires.
Exactly. And a good friendship is the first step towards romance.
Trust me, before I met Ben, I tried diving straight into romance with total strangers, dating websites and the like. Results were mixed at best, and then I realized the love of my life was right under my nose. Literally, he sat one row down from me in economics class.
We're not saying you have to flirt it up with a friend, but it might be a good place to start. Look, you're in a great situation for that now. You're far more likely to find someone if you already know you can live with them and not murder them in their sleep.
That does stand to reason, I guess.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we like this better or worse than Iris trying to convince us to fuck someone on a beach? Yeah, okay.
I'm just moving through this scene.
We're just gonna move through this scene.
Heck, all the classic romances didn't launch immediately into the lovey-dovey. Consider the great works of romantic literature. Sam and Diane.
Guess that's why we're not a work of romantic literature.
And Daphne.
Mulder and Scully.
Cheers,
Also,
friend.
Jerry and George.
Fucker Jerry and George.
From Seinfeld.
Oh. Weren't they like super homophobic?
That's why it's funny.
Oh.
Not sure about that last one, Matt.
But Ben's with me.
You have your canon and I have mine, Ben.
Admittedly, we strictly interpret the universe of human relationships through the lens of 90s television sitcoms.
Wait, The X-Files was a sitcom? Yes.
Yes.
The show certainly got laughable as time went on.
Okay, I get it. I've watched plenty of shows, sitcoms or otherwise, to know what I want in terms of love. But why the old birds and the bees pep talk from you two specifically?
Well, is there anyone you've got your eye on? Not committing to anything, no, but call me curious. Who tickles your fancy?
Oh, I see. You're just trying to get me to spill the tea.
Terrible gossips, the both of you.
Bingo. Ben and Matt sheepishly grin. I guess it makes sense. They've been watching all of us interact day in and day out. And if I had their vantage point, I'd be asking those questions in my head too.
Freya says, yes, absolutely, X-Files is a sitcom. It's like how Star Trek is also a sitcom when it's written.
Yep. That's very true. Fine. Consider it a spilt.
Grace is kind-hearted and sweet. I like her a lot. Domino's a gentle soul beneath his cynicism. Zapper is a high-energy 24/7 party, and I'm into that. Loxley's a charmer, to be certain. Jinx's mix of calm and severe is entrancing. Rhapsody's whole vibe is enthralling. No one. I'm still deciding. Lots of options, you know?
I mean, honestly, now that we're this far in and everyone's gotten some development, finally, I like all the characters.
I also like all the characters.
So, still deciding, lots of options?
I have a short list.
Okay.
But this isn't about me. It's like Rhapsody and Jinx, probably. And Zapper. And Domino. So, lots of options, I guess, is what we're looking at.
This is rough. There's just so many people I'm interested in that choosing is going to be, well, it'll be a thing. Oh ho, someone's thirsty.
may I recommend one of our tasty 32-ounce lemonades to quench your thirst.
Let's just wait and see. No lemonade just yet. I get heartburn.
As you like, as you like.
Thanks for the advice, you two. Happy to help. And here's your lunch. Literal food for thought. I pay for my delicious meal and settle into my favorite booth. You know it's my favorite because it's almost molded to my butt because of how often I sit here. It's true, it's happened like 4 times now.
Mm-hmm.
And I can barely believe it. Soon, very soon, I'll be living with all my friends under one roof. I should be nervous, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, and I suspect for reasons beyond improving our FOD 2 skills. I'd been living alone until now, content to be alone, or so I told myself. Tonight, all that changes. My thoughts return to much more current ones as I polish off the rest of my pizza. And I'm ready to get back to things. It's about 11 now.
Yeah, do we want to do... Nah, because something big will pop up once we're done with whatever this third time signature is.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's gonna be where we call the stream. Thanks y'all so much for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
I've been September, joined by Katie.
Hey.
And we are 2 of the 5 people who stream on this channel, along with Annie and Alice and Zoo. We stream 5 days a week. You can always find something that we're doing at schedule.truck.community. Let's run down that schedule to see what is going on. So tomorrow is Tuesday, and that's going to be Andrea playing... She started something new. What was it?
She had started doing... what's it called? The last spell stream, which I ended up doing instead.
So yeah, Annie's going to be starting something new on Tuesday. On Wednesday, Zoo will be playing Steel Rising in the afternoon. And then at twitch.tv/badroad, Badroad will be continuing with Shadowrun Hong Kong. And after that, back here at Squirrel Lily, Zoo will be playing Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and I will be playing Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak with Zoo. After that is Thursday. Thursday is Alice playing Final Fantasy XII in the afternoon and evening. And in between that time, Andy will be playing Solar Ash on New Day Thursday.
We have Taco Mondays.
So now New Day Thursday. After that is Friday, where you, Katie, will be playing more Tales of Arise.
That's the plan.
Okay. So keep an eye out for that. Saturday we don't stream, but at twitch.tv/xenonfiber, someone will be playing something there. On Sunday, Wandering Beekeeper at twitch.tv/Wandering Beekeeper will be playing Wildflowers, which is getting heavier than I thought it was going to get for something that was kind of pitched as a Stardew Valley-alike.
Not a Harvest Moon or a Story of Seasons.
No, well, we'll see how that goes. Monday, we'll loop back around to us. We'll wildcard stream in the afternoon, maybe. Andy's going to be playing whatever it is Andy's playing at twitch.tv/Andemonium, and then we're going to do more Arcade Spirits. We'll see how it goes. Is that everything?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You can find that at schedule.truck.community, and along with links to the remainder of our stream team, twitch.tv/Andemonium, Riz Plays Games, Bad Road, Wandering Beekeeper, and Xenon Fiber. Wonderful channels full of wonderful streamers worthy of your time and attention. And if you want to see more of us, you can check out our YouTube at youtube.truck.community or youtube.com/@squirrellily. Where we've been doing this for 5 years, so we have a lot of VODs. Go watch Katie and I play Keep Talking and No One Explodes. Whenever we do streams together, they're bangers. I have them on a list, just from when I need to make myself feel better. And that's going to be it. It's going to be it. Thank you all so much for joining us, and until